You can't fail to feed your chicken on this cheapest meal, because it is the very cheapest. I use cassava, a little bit of salt, and a protein content, which is fish. If you want to raise your birds and get maximum production, and the feeds are expensive on the market, I'm here to share with you the cheapest feeds that you can use. Cassava, a little bit of salt is more effective. When the feeds increased in the cost of feeds increased, I started to mix up the feeds using cassava flour, salt. I've been using salt even when I had the feeds that were cheap. I use salt because the advantages of using salt in the chicken feeds: salt treats the wounds, salt increases the consumption of the feeds. The chicken increase their consumption of feeds because it is very tasty. If you include salt in the chicken feeds, the feeds become so tasty. So that is why I use salt. That if you use salt in the chicken feeds, they drink a lot of water, and the moment they drink, they gain the weight and they lay more eggs. The more eggs they're going to lay, they're going to be big. Every time you see the chicken drinking a lot of water, they lay bigger eggs. That is why I use salt. Even when you're seeing your birds are having some wounds, there are infections in the feed, if you use salt in the chicken feeds, you're going to treat each and everything. So that is why I've been using salt ever since I started this farm. So salt is included in the chicken's feeds. The different recipes that I use: first, I boil cassava on the fire, add in a little bit of salt, and after boiling, then I leave the cassava to cool down. Then I spray on top of it some protein content, which is fish, a little bit of it. A protein content, cassava plus salt. That is the main feeds that I use in the chicken. If you cannot do that, you can also mix the flour, cassava flour, using salt, the cassava flour. If you can include broken, your chicken are going to enjoy the meal. They're going to gain the weight, they're going to grow fast. So it is very, very good to use cassava as a chicken feed. If you are someone who wants to start poultry farming in your backyard, you want to raise few birds like those ones below the ladder, please use cassava as the chicken feeds, because sometimes you find the chicken feeds on the market are expensive. Like a month back, the chicken feeds were very, very expensive. So that is why I started to include cassava flour in the chicken feeds. I used the stocked feeds and I mixed up with the cassava flour, and the chicken were growing. Look at them, they've started to lay, because the recipes that I use are really good for the chicken to grow. So don't fear to start chicken farming thinking that you're going to spend a lot on the chicken feeds. You can really utilize a little things that you in your compound, in the market, because they sell cassava in the market and it is good for the chicken. It will help your chicken grow big and lay bigger eggs. Most of the time the brand looks like the flour, cassava flour looks alike. Look at this one. This is cassava flour and this is maize brand. Only maize brand is here, but I have also cassava flour. So I mix up everything together and include fish. You can see there is fish in here. Include broken and make the recipe very interesting. Make the chicken grow fast and make the chicken lay bigger eggs. So don't fear to include cassava in your recipe in the chicken feeds because it is very nice. This is fish broken and the cassava flour is included in here. So I use everything to maximize the production of the chicken. Look how big the eggs are. Do they lay? Of course they do lay the eggs. So if you want maximum production, these are the birds that are fed on cassava flour and they look healthy. Look.